Hey everyone, so here we are behind the scenes with the Inspirational 30. So Michelle and I, we talked about play and children in sport, excuse me. I wanted to get your opinion, if I may, or just have an open forum. It just seems like, I don't know about you, but when we were kids, or when I was a kid, like we were involved in one thing or a couple things. Do you think that part of the problem is people are trying to involve their kids in too many things in this day and age? Do you think, I know there's good to that, but is there also a negative side to that?
I'd actually say the opposite. I think more families now are funneling their kids into one sport too early. So hockey's a great example, or soccer, where this is your sport, this is what you do, you train, swimming, gymnastics, all those things. It's not multiple sports all over the place. You have your seasons, sure. But I think kids these days, when they are involved in sport, it is too much for one child to be only doing hockey or only doing soccer. They're practicing every day and they're competing on weekends, and it is what they live and breathe.
Because it just seems like that, I mean, and maybe I didn't clarify too with sport, but it's like, I know my daughters, it's okay, they have dance, and then, they're gonna do the drama thing at school, and then all of a sudden they're gonna do this club at school, and they're gonna then on
I think that's great.
Saturday but how much is...
The busier they are doing those things, the less time they're on the screen with their device.
Fair enough.
Right? And then they get well-rounded, and the fundamental skills are across the board, because when you only play hockey or you only do gymnastics, you're focused on a certain set of skills, and you need to have all those fundamental skills built up along the way. So I think the more you can be involved in, the better. I don't think you need to be in gymnastics at the age of 5, 7 days a week.
Unless your parent, so because we know as parents too, right, the knowledge is out there that if you want your kid to excel at sport, be an Olympian, follow in those footsteps.
But I think you just said it there. The parent is saying, if you want your child to be an Olympian, has nothing to do with the parent.
Right, so I guess...
If the child at a young age is passionate about hockey and only wants to play hockey and that's all they want to do, fantastic. Fill your boots, get them out there, get them being active, being around people, learning from winning and losing, success and failure, and all those amazing things, if that's what the child is doing. I mean, for me, my own son, the moment he doesn't want to do something and I have to coerce him to get ready, come on, let's go, we're running late, get your stuff together, we're done, because he doesn't want to participate. So his one thing that he is stuck with from a young age is Taekwondo. I have never once had to say, hurry up, let's go, you're going to be late, you have to go, right. No, you can't not go today. He puts his stuff on, he puts his dobuk on, and he is ready to go out the door.
So maybe the problem then stems not so much with the child, but with the parents.
Perhaps.
Perhaps, not pointing any fingers, but I mean, obviously, hockey's a great example. Growing up in the States, like, we didn't play hockey. No one played hockey. Here, yeah, your kid, when they're 4 years old, whatever they're doing, they got skates, they've got the pads, they're at the rink.
And it becomes your everything. Your every weekend, your every morning, your every weeknight, you're driving, yeah. And it's your life. And part of that is the community that they've built around themselves, sure. In that particular sport. And what Canadian child doesn't want to be a hockey player?
Well, that's the thing.
Right?
Of course.
But I think it goes back to what you said earlier, because it is about the parent. And what is the parent driving you to do or encouraging you to do? I think as parents, we have a responsibility and an active role in how much screen time and device time our children get. It's far too easy to just let it go for hours and hours because you're busy doing your own thing as a parent. You have to be able to put locks on it and shut it down. And quite honestly, I'm a firm believer in diligence of timers, right? You have 1 hour, I'm starting the timer. And when the hour is over, I don't care if you're in the middle of a video, we're done. And you can reload that video next time you get your hour.
I love it.
Because You know, you need to be outside, you need to be breathing fresh air, and have you checked out the new trail in the back, you know, and have you gone down to check out the new equipment at the playground? Like, go check it out. When I was a child, I would get up in the morning and I would be out the door and I would come home when my dad whistled for dinner. You know, there was no...
It just seems like those days are gone, and that's kind of, it makes me upset, you know, because I was the same way. Jimmy, you know, the dinner call down the neighborhood, you'd hear it, right?
And you knew you better get home soon, right? Like you had a 5-minute window, dinner was on the table. But you also knew you could go out, and I can remember eating so fast so that I could get back out the door.
Of course.
Right? You know, but I don't see the kids free playing. Everything's organized. I don't see them just out in the neighborhood. And
I wish we got to wrap this up. I wish we had more free playing. Never heard that term, but that's exactly what my whole thing is. Free playing. Oh.
Next time.
So, exactly. So, Michelle and I challenge you parents at home. Find some more free playing time with your child. Let them just explore and don't do anything organized, right? Just be a kid. What a novel concept that is.
Right.
Right? Anyway, thanks for watching this little snippet. We hope you enjoyed it. Cheers.